Hi everyone, Sarah here, and thanks so much for joining me for today's Crown Chakra yoga practice. Our Crown Chakra is located just above the crown of our head, and it's our highest energy chakra. It's associated with the colour violet and helps us to find a deeper connection to everyone and everything, strengthening our sense of unity. This is the final video in our 7-part chakra series. If you would like to check out any of the previous videos, feel free to do so by following the links in the description. We'll start today's practice sitting in a comfortable seat, either sitting crossing at the ankles or bring ourselves into lotus pose, resting the left heel up towards the right hip, and we'll rest the right heel up towards the left hip. We'll begin to rest our hands down onto our knees, drop our shoulders down our back, and close our eyes. We'll start our practice by repeating an affirmation together, either out loud or in silence. I live in the present moment. Take one deep inhale, and on an exhale repeat, I live in the present moment. Inhale, and just allow that to resonate within. We'll begin to imagine a violet lotus flower floating above the crown of our head. And with each long exhale, the lotus petals unfurl and release light and warmth down to your body. Inhaling fully. Exhale as you feel that warmth. Inhale. Exhale, feeling a flush down through the body. We'll gently blink our eyes open, bring your awareness back into the room. We'll uncross the legs nice and gently, and we'll make our way over to the tabletop, and we'll come into puppy pose. Bringing our knees in line under our hips, we'll begin to slide our arms forward on the mat and melt our forehead down towards the mat. As you allow your chest to begin to sink heavy, tailbone is reaching high, arms are stretching forward, and we lengthen through the back body, allowing our upper body to melt heavy, noticing the connection with the earth, noticing a sense of grounding, a sense of connection. Keeping your awareness with your breath, deep inhales and long exhales. And we'll gently begin to look up towards our hands as we slide our body forward, coming down into Sphinx pose. We'll walk our elbows in line under our shoulders, palms planted down on the mat. And depending on how your lower back feels, you can keep the legs either close together or far apart. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears, and from here we'll begin to close the eyes and drop the head, beginning to release the weight out of the neck, allowing our body to soften. When our crown chakra is blocked, sometimes you can feel stuck in our mind and overly attached to materialistic pursuits. So see if you can let that go and keep your awareness on the present, on how you feel right now. As you notice the thoughts running through your mind, just notice them as they float by, not becoming too attached. We'll gently come out of the pose by resting one hand on top of the other. Bring your elbows wide and begin to sink your forehead resting onto your hands. Just finding some stillness in the body, releasing any tension in the lower back, into the hips. maybe wiggling the hips left to right. And we're going to slide our hands over to rest down towards the elbows. Resting your forehead back onto the arms. On an exhale, we'll tuck our pelvis under, using the strength of your abs to begin to draw the arms and the upper chest away from the mat. And on an inhale, we release back down. Exhale, begin to draw the arms away from the mat, keeping the support of the forehead on the hands. And rest back down onto the mat. Moving with your breath on the exhale. Don't worry if you only come up a couple of inches, that's perfectly fine. Trying to keep the movement as slow and soft as you can. Just floating up for a couple more. And after your next exhale, just releasing the arms down onto the mat once again. Finding some stillness. We'll draw the hands back in line with the shoulders, and we're going to press ourselves back up through to tabletop, and we'll keep our toes tucked under. We want our knees in line under our hips and our wrists in line under our shoulders. Spread the fingers nice and wide, and on an inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart and gaze forward, coming into cow pose. And on an exhale, begin to round through the spine as you look towards the knees, peeling yourself into cat. Inhale, begin to drop through the belly, look forward, roll the shoulder blades back, lift the tailbone high. Exhale once again, peeling the spine up towards the sky as you drop the head and tuck the tailbone under. Inhale, open up into cow pose. Opening your heart space forward. Exhale, rounding through to cat once again. And inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart and gaze into cow. And from here, untuck the toes, send the hips back towards the heels. You might need to slide the body up towards the center of the mat just for a little bit more space behind you. We're going to bring our hands to rest down below the shoulders, fingers facing towards the front of the mat. Coming into half camel, roll the shoulders down away from the ears. Begin to puff your chest forward, opening through your heart space, lengthening through your chest and your belly, keeping your chin in line with the chest. So we're not dropping our head back. By unblocking our crown chakra, we find the ability to find peace within ourselves and within the world around us. So use your breath to find that moment of stillness and peace from within. Inhale and exhale, soften through the body. And we'll gently and softly release out of the pose. We're going to begin to hinge forward from the hips. And rest our head down onto the mat. Allow the arms to hang heavy alongside the body. Allow the shoulders to drop heavy down towards the knees. Finding a nice rounding through the spine. And don't worry too much if the hips are peeling away from the heels. It's completely fine. Just finding your comfortable child's pose. And from here, we're going to bring our hands behind the lower back. We'll interlace our fingers and draw the knuckles away from you. Option to stay here. Or if you'd like to come into rabbit, begin to use the strength of the arms to draw your hips away from the heels as you bring yourself up onto the crown of the head, using the strength of your arms to keep the weight out of the head, keeping the weight out of the neck, coming up into rabbit pose, stimulating our crown chakra, We're awakening our sense of unity and interconnectedness, resulting in a deeper inner peace throughout. Drawing our shoulders away from the ears, pressing our knuckles up towards the sky, staying with our breath. And after your next exhale, we'll come out of the pose by dropping the hips very gently back towards the heels, releasing the fingers, drop the arms back down onto the mat. And we'll make our way into child's pose. Extend the arms long away from you, plant the palms down onto the mat. Allow the body to soften and relax. Allow the mind to release and to quiet. Looking up towards your hands, we're going to walk our right hand over towards the corner of the mat. We'll rest our left hand on top of the right, maybe sinking your forehead back down towards the mat, getting a deeper opening through the left side of the body. Feeling a lovely release down from the left hip and all the way up through the arm, up to your baby finger. Breathing into the release, noticing how it feels. And we'll gently come out of the pose, sliding the left arm over to the left side of the mat and slide the right hand to rest on top of the left. Rest your forehead back down to the mat. And we'll begin to find that opening down through the right side body, allowing the hips to be heavy, releasing any tension. It's feeling that sense of grounding through the body, noticing the connection with your mat and with the earth and the space around you. Beginning to look towards the hands, up towards the top of the mat. Bring the hands back to center, release our forehead back down onto the mat. Just take a moment of stillness. Notice the weight of your hips towards the heels. Notice the lower back muscles, and towards your shoulders and to the back of the neck. As you notice and draw your awareness to the crown of your head, into the space above. And we'll begin to look up towards the hands and slide the hands back towards your body, coming to sitting on your heels. And from here, we'll swing our legs out in front of us and we'll very gently, very softly make our way down onto our back. Drawing our knees one by one in towards our belly, allowing the legs to hang heavy, maybe taking hold of the opposite elbow, and find softness, find some stillness, find a moment of quiet. Release the grip from your legs, and from here we'll make our way into our final resting pose, making our way into our Savasana, extending the legs long on the mat. Extend the arms alongside the body, palms facing up towards the sky, shoulders are nestled under the body. Begin to release and relax down through the body. We'll begin to bring some gentle movement back into the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes, maybe circling the wrists and the ankles, and stretching out as much as you need to. We'll bring our hands to touch and rest our thumbs up towards our forehead. And we'll thank each other for sharing our practice together. And we thank ourselves for staying present throughout. Namaste.